In this video, I'm going to be showing you one of my go-to rigs for targeting redfish and black drum using cut bait when you're fishing a little bit deeper and you want to get your bait down, but the current isn't too strong. So this is sort of that in-between type of rig that is suited for all types of situations. If there was a default rig that I wanted to rig up when using cut bait for redfish or black drum, this would be it. And what I use is a knocker rig. The knocker rig is going to be a sectional leader attached to your main line with a swivel, and then below that swivel on your leader you're going to tie on an egg sinker. So that egg sinker is going to be between your swivel and your hook on your leader material. And I get a lot of questions as to why I prefer this over like a fish finder rig or a Carolina rig where that egg sinker is above the swivel on the braid. And the reason why I don't like that rig too much is that you can't really cast it too far, because I found that the line likes to twist up around itself, especially with that weight up above the swivel, as opposed to having that egg sinker below the swivel. So when you do cast your bait out, your egg sinker is going to slam down against your hook and everything's going to be nice and compact when you make your cast. So all of the weight is at the end of your line. Now, if you're not having to cast out very far, if you're just dropping straight down to the bottom, the fish finder rig, or as they call it, Carolina rig, whichever you want to call it, will work very well, because what that allows for is, with that weight being behind your swivel, it allows your line to basically go out with the current. So you can drop your bait down, your weight will somewhat stay in place, and then you can let out line to let that bait drift down to your target area. So that is kind of why they call it a fish finder rig, because it allows your bait to go with the current and basically find those fish. If it goes past them, they'll pick up on that scent, and it could work really well for that. But as far as the knocker rig goes, another thing I like about this is that if you do get hooked up on the bottom, if your bait gets snagged on something on the bottom, with that weight being able to slide down to your hook, you can basically knock that bait loose. So all you would do is tighten up your line and start bouncing your line, and that will bounce the egg sinker into your hook and help free it from whatever it may be snagged on. So as far as the tackle that you're going to want to have on hand to make this rig, you're going to want to have your circle hook. Again, I attach the circle hook with a loop knot, a non-slip loop knot. That just helps, in my opinion, to help get that hook into the corner of the fish's mouth more effectively. And I use 5/0 Mudu Light circle hooks from Owner. This is a package right here. Same hook I use basically across the board for any type of cut bait rig. And then you're going to want to have an assortment of egg sinkers, you know, anything from about 1 ounce up to 4 ounce, and that's going to vary depending on how deep you're fishing. Obviously, the deeper you are, the heavier you want to go with the weight. So if I'm fishing about 4 feet or less, I'll go with that 1 ounce egg sinker. If I'm fishing from about 4 to 8 feet, I'll go with about a 2 ounce, and then deeper than that, obviously 3, 4 ounce, and so on. And then of course you're going to want to have some swivels and your leader material. The strength of the leader, I go with anything from 25 to 30 pound, just because of that egg sinker sliding back and forth on that line. If the egg sinker happens to have a little nick on it or something like that, that can fray up your line. If you're using 20 pound or below, could be a little bit too weak and you may have some line issues there. Now, even though we need these rigs to obviously catch fish, what's most important is actually being in an area where there are active fish, feeding fish, knowing the trends, knowing what spots you should be going to based on the time of year and conditions. So if you need help with that, definitely check out our Salt Strong Insider Fishing Club, where we guarantee you'll start catching more fish in less time. So definitely check that out. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Also, I'd like to know your feedback on your favorite type of rig for cut bait fishing. So again, definitely let us know down below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.